I have too many siblings and even more step-siblings. Between my parents and my latest stepfather, we had 8 kids living here. Me, 19 female, 3 half-siblings on my mom's side, 4 step-siblings, and 1 full sister, young child. Things have never been particularly good or stable, but now we're at rock bottom. My mother and stepfather will be going away for a long time, and everyone is rushing to get all these kids into homes. I'm the only one who's over 18, so everybody wants me to do it, but I don't want to. I'd gotten an opportunity. My grandma on my father's side offered to have my little sister and me move in with her and even pay for me to go to college. The thing is, she lives several states away. I talked to social services about this and got the answer that I could move my sister without a problem because our parents were able to give me guardianship of her voluntarily, and I'm her full sister. The rest I could only take in if I stayed in this state because they would be a full foster care placement though. I'm sorry, but being forced to stay here would destroy my future. I could definitely survive, but I'd be stuck in this horrible place, working paycheck to paycheck. I could never have a real life, so I made the obvious choice. The social workers were friendly enough to arrange it, so my sister and I weren't just standing in front of them during the pickup, but obviously, they knew exactly why they were now in care. The 4 who have phones have been texting and calling me nonstop, some of them for help, and some to just scream at me for abandoning them. I know the system will be really bad for them because of where they are and their ages, but I can't do it. I can't blow this. This is mine and my little sister's first chance at a real life, and I feel like I owe it to both of us to take it. Am I in the wrong here? The kids and my mom think I am. My grandma thinks I should have done something, but can't say what and wouldn't let them in her house, even if it could happen. The only person who doesn't think worse of me is my little sister, who says she likes the quiet, but doesn't know the full story. Not the idiot. This is a horrific situation that your family has put you in. You didn't throw the kids into foster care. Your parents' actions did. And it's awful that your other family members are trying to pressure you into caring for all these siblings. Like, excuse them. They give you an awful childhood, and then they do something that sounds like it ended them up in prison. And now they're mad at you for not caring for their children? OP, this. You did not create this awful situation. Your parents chose to have children they can't care for. This is 100% on them. If you stayed, it's likely all of you would have lived a life of poverty. You and your sister now have a chance. And in time, you may be able to help guide your step-siblings. But this is just too much for you. Please live your life. The thing is, why are the half and step-siblings mad at OP instead of at their parents? It's the parents' job to raise them. And the parents decided to go away and cause the situation in the first place. Even if it's true, as alleged by someone else, that the parents go away to jail, it was their choice to break the law in a bad enough way to get jail time. What has me even more baffled, though, is OP's mom. She had OP with baby daddy number 1, then 3 more kids with at least 2 more baby daddies, then OP's full sister, then got with her husband, who also has a bunch of kids. Maybe OP was the only parent figure the step-sibs had. But seriously, where does OP's mom get off being critical? None of this would be necessary if she could get her nonsense together. And the fathers in this scenario can't even be bothered to show up to criticize. So let's not let them off the hook here. Look, you didn't abandon your step-siblings. Your mom and her partners did that through their choices. But the simple fact is that they're not your kids. You're barely an adult, and you got the opportunity for a better life for yourself and your sister, and you took it. It sucks that the other kids don't also have that type of support available from their grandparents, but that's not on you. There is no way you should be responsible for 8 kids. 8 kids at the age of 19. I'm having a tough time imagining the judge or CPS official who would sign off on that arrangement even if OP was willing. At best, they'd make her pick and choose a set number of her siblings to take in and send the rest to foster care, which sounds even worse. Please don't blame yourself. You deserve the opportunity to have an actual life for yourself and to create a good one for your younger sister. So, my dad and stepmom have way too many kids. I, a male teen, have a bio sister, young teen, and 7 adopted siblings, 3 boys and 4 girls. All of them were in foster care. Most have some issues, and you have to walk on eggshells around them. This story is mostly about the oldest, Abby, a teen female. They just took Abby in a few months ago, and they're trying to adopt her. Before Abby, my dad and stepmom said that they were done fostering and adopting kids. But 2 girls they adopted like 3 years ago are Abby's bio sisters, so they decided to take her in too. I'd say Abby's the worst of the adopted kids. She doesn't really talk when we're all together. She just sits next to my stepmom or one of the nannies. She also gets really weird about her stuff. Like if she had a pack of cookies and I ate one, she wouldn't eat them anymore and would go find something else to eat. Same with video games. She likes to play Minecraft and she'll let us join her. But if you touch anything that she built, the whole world is suddenly ruined for her. My dad and stepmom put a snack bar in Abby's room because there are days when she won't leave her room and sometimes doesn't let anybody in, and they think this will get her to eat on those days. I checked it out once when she was in therapy, and she has really good snacks in there. She also loves music and has a crap ton of headphones. Like she has AirPods Pro, AirPods Max, 2 different kinds of Bose headphones, and another kind, but I don't know what it is. She came with one of the Bose and the other kind, but the rest were gifts from my dad, stepmom, and their family. She always has headphones on and makes sure they're all charged all the time. It's kind of an obsession for her. Abby and my stepmom and my sister were hanging out in my dad's room, and I needed headphones, but I couldn't find mine. So I went to Abby's room, which is strictly off limits to anyone besides my stepmom and one of the nannies, borrowed the AirPods Maxes, and took a fruit roll-up and a bag of cookies from the snack bar. No harm was done, and I would charge the headphones to give them back when I was done with them. Abby went into her room and knew that someone was in there and threw a temper tantrum. It took my stepmom and the nanny all day to calm her down. They found out I went into her room and tried to ground me, but I think she was overreacting, and if anything, she should be punished for the temper tantrum. After they tried to ground me, I called my mom, told her what had happened, and she came to pick me up so I wouldn't be grounded for Abby's temper tantrum. Now my dad's mad at me for breaking the rules and going to my mom to get out a punishment, and my mom for not punishing me. So I wanted to know if I was the idiot. My adopted sister set a few boundaries for her room, and I violated every single one of them, and I ran away from the house, not to face the consequences. Not shockingly, you are the idiot. It sounds like Abby might be autistic. There's a reason people aren't allowed in her room. There's a reason she acts the way that she does. It sounds like she's never done anything to cause you to be so casual about ignoring her boundaries. If I were your dad, I would tell you to stay at your mom's until you're ready to apologize and accept your grounding. I would also add to the grounding for playing the "I'll just go to my mom's" card. OP is not the idiot. It looks like OP wasn't consulted about the new kids and just expected to adapt. Unsurprisingly, he was angry that the new kid gets special treatment while he gets a new unwanted roommate. The family ignores his needs until things crack. The father and stepmother keep adopting children without forethought to OP and his other siblings. Can you imagine the hurt from OP's other adopted siblings? They're still trying to find their place in the family. Then to suddenly be introduced to another new family member after being told by their adopted parents that they'll stop adopting new children and focus on the ones they have now. OP's father and stepmother neglect their bio kids, and some of OP's acting out is due to a lack of attention from his parents. My sister's getting married soon and picked me as one of her bridesmaids. I've always had short hair as I think it looks best on me, but I usually keep it chin length and not shorter. Last month, when discussing wedding plans and the bridesmaid's final look, my sister said that she expected me to get hair extensions for the wedding since my chin-length bob was way too short and that all the other bridesmaids had longer hair and my short hair would be odd and attention-grabbing. I told her that I wouldn't be getting hair extensions because I don't like how I look with long hair and that I didn't want to spend money on extensions I'll have for one night only. That was the end of that conversation. But last week she texted me asking if I had picked the hairstyle for my hair extensions and that she wanted to see her previous work before I got them done. I once again said that I wasn't getting hair extensions. She replied saying that it wasn't up for discussion and that I should pick, or she'll pick someone for me. So I went and found a hairstylist near my house, and I sent her the Instagram page. She liked her work and texted back saying that it looked great and I should go for it. So I went for it, except I cut my hair even shorter and got a pixie cut. I then sent her a pic of my new hair, and she called in a panic, asking if it was photoshopped. When she realized it wasn't, she hung up, and I got a call from my mom asking why I was trying to ruin my sister's wedding and that I was being cruel and difficult. They're still trying to get me to get hair extensions, and my sister threatened to uninvite me from the wedding if I don't. LOL. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. If she's willing to uninvite you over this, why did she even ask you to be a bridesmaid? And if your hair can ruin her entire wedding, that's some mighty powerful hair. Congrats on your super hair. I do wonder which will stand out more to guests and the wedding photos. The fact that OP has her hair slightly different, or the fact that the bride's sister wasn't present. OP, wear your hair how you want. And if you're disinvited, let your sister be embarrassed by all of her friends and family talking behind her back for uninviting you. OMG, she sure isn't ready for marriage if her sister's hair can ruin a wedding. OP should make sure to tell anyone who wants to know why she wasn't there the exact reason if she gets uninvited, because I'm pretty sure that Madam Bridezilla won't tell anyone the real reason for OP's absence from the wedding if it turns out that way. I do not get the same hair and makeup thing that so many weddings seem to have going on. Special outfits so you can tell who's part of the wedding party? Sure. But don't you want your friends and family to look like themselves? My friends and family have a variety of hair textures and lengths and different face shapes and skin tones. Trying to make them all look the same would look really freaky and make some of them look bad. Your mom should also be ashamed of allowing your grown sister to behave like a toddler and have a temper tantrum like this. Your sister messed around and found out. My cousin Erica sent save the dates for her wedding on New Year's Eve a couple of months ago. My girlfriend and I were annoyed she was choosing a holiday because it's one of our favorites that we usually go to really fun things for. We also thought it was a little selfish to claim everyone's holiday and choose a weekend that travel's more expensive for. It's not in the city we live, but we figured, hey, at least we'll have an open bar. We saw Erica a couple of weeks ago, and she asked if we'd make it, and we said yes. Well, a couple of days ago, the actual invites came, and it had a note that it would be an alcohol-free wedding. From talking to my parents, I guess her fiance's family has a lot of drinking issues, so they opted for this instead of risking someone going overboard. While I respect their choice, we both agreed we don't want to spend New Year's Eve sober, out of town, and spending a ton of money to go there. Our friends are all attending a fun gala in our city, which, while not cheap, would be cheaper for both of our tickets than traveling for the wedding and paying for a hotel. So we decided, yeah, let's do that. I told my parents about our plans, and while we'll still send a gift, we were going to do our plans, and they got angry. I didn't even have time to RSVP no officially before hearing from my aunt and uncle calling me and telling me how selfish I am and insinuating that I'm an alcoholic. I'm not. I drink about twice a month, but holidays are occasions I like to drink. Erica also texted me asking if I'm really not coming, and I told her that we would likely be attending an event in our city, but we're so happy for her, and we'll of course get them a gift off their registry. She didn't seem thrilled, but she responded, "Okay, I understand." I haven't spoken to her since. I still get some crap from my parents though. Am I the idiot here? Not the idiot. That's what RSVPs are for. Scheduling a wedding for New Year's Eve is stupid, but a dry wedding on New Year's Eve? Who does that and expects a bunch of people to pay up for the privilege? Fun party every time. How would you feel if someone scheduled a wedding during Christmas weekend and said no gift giving allowed? That's basically the same thing, since the only thing people really do on New Year's Eve is drink and watch the ball drop. Hijacking a holiday is very selfish. I agree with you 100%. It's an invitation, not a court summons. They chose a set of factors for their wedding that makes it less appealing to guests. As a result, people may choose not to come. That's how it works. Holiday aside, I would never spend $2,000 to attend a wedding where I wasn't extremely close to the bride or groom. As a wedding planner of 5 years, most dry weddings end super early and are not as fun because people will leave early. New Year's Eve weddings are for the party and drink vibes. She should have picked a different date if that's not the vibe she wanted. But never tell a bride and groom why you can't come. You could have just told her, "I'm sorry, I know I said we would come, but in the meantime we looked up the prices and it's just too expensive for us. We didn't think it would be so much. We will send you a gift. Be smarter next time." My mom is getting married and scheduled the wedding for my wife's due date. Now, I'm aware she probably won't deliver on the exact date, but there is a good chance she'll be in labor or postpartum or just too pregnant to attend. Now, my mom's not crazy enough to think I would abandon my wife or baby, so I think she just wanted neither of us to go, though she did send us the invitations. I casually brought it up when we saw her that it seemed kind of suspect. My mom said it was just a coincidence, and she didn't even know the due date. I said maybe not the date, but she must have known the month. She said she wasn't going to plan her wedding around someone else, so no, she didn't even think of that. I didn't believe her and was like, "Okay, liar." She got really mad and said that I make everything about my wife and me, and why would she memorize someone else's due date? I told her that it was just too coincidental, and I didn't believe her. People at the table began chiming in about how it was weird. My mom called me an attention whore and said that she was leaving. Her fiance chewed me out, but also implied that she did it on purpose because she kept saying that even if she did it on purpose, why would I bring it up? My mom's currently not talking about me and says I'm toxic and expects her to prioritize my wife over her own life. Not the idiot. Who would not take some note of when their grandchild was due? As you said, her fiance pretty much outed her in his excuse. What I don't understand is why you would even be having dinner with this woman. You don't think she wants you to be there, and she clearly doesn't want to be a part of your child's birth. What kind of mother-son relationship is this? Yeah, how many soon-to-be grandmothers don't know the due date of their grandchild? She may also be using this wedding as an excuse not to attend future birthday parties for the baby by using her anniversary as an excuse. My thoughts exactly. I knew the due date of my nephew months in advance and would count it down with my sisters and parents because we were all so excited to welcome the new member of the family. Incredibly dense, though, that your mom can't do the basic math to know generally when her son's wife will be giving birth. I mean, all she had to do was count to 9. Jokes aside, though, it's incredibly selfish of her. A due date is a due date. There's no changing that. A wedding date is totally controllable. My best advice would be not to do anything. Don't engage with her. If the family wants to check in, just let them know she scheduled the wedding on the due date of the birth of your child. So sadly, you won't be able to go. They'll talk with her. Believe me, conversations will be had. She can reach out to you when she cools down.